Let's give this a try, shall we? Holy crap, that was fast. Really? You're gonna run from me? Guys? You can run, Malak, but you can't hide. I guess there's really no point in trying to loot things, is there? It's locked. Where are you, Malak? Okay, let's do what I did last time. Force push. And immunity. And speed. Go. Get him. Oh! Get him. I can't kill him. Yeah, force immunity is very useful.
This isn't over, Malak.
Bastila.
Your friends do not give up easily, Revan. You always could inspire loyalty. But even the three of you together cannot stand against my power.
I've hit you pretty well.
For the Jedi! I'll hold Malak off. You two get out of here. Find the Star Forge.
Ah! No, Bastila, he's too strong. No! The door's sealed. We can't get past. Come on, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk.
I'm not leaving Bastila here.
Bastila doesn't stand a chance against Malak, but we can't help her. Not here. We have to get off the ship and find the Star Forge. That's the key to beating the Dark Lord. Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away. We can't let her sacrifice be in vain. Come on!
But what are you...
On it.
I want... You're not gonna try, but I'm gonna try. Frickin'... Why did she do that? I almost had him. Carth, I almost had him. We were doing so well. Let's get on the ship and just leave. I'm having a bad day.
We ran into Malak. He would have killed us, but Bastila sacrificed herself so we could get away.
You mean she's dead?
Bah, Malak won't kill her. Don't be foolish. He'll want to use her battle meditation against the Republic. Turn her to the dark side, and the Sith will always be victorious.
We have to go back for Bastila.
Not so fast. We've got a bigger issue to deal with here. They deserve to know the truth about you. Do you want to tell them what Malak said, or should I?
Fine. Look, it doesn't matter. I'm not Darth Revan, I'm Lena.
Revan? What are you talking about? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, it's no joke. The Jedi Council captured Revan and erased the Dark Lord's mind, programming in a new identity. Saul Carth told me on the Leviathan, and Bastila confirmed it.
You're Darth Revan? This is big. Do you remember anything about being the Dark Lord?
Small bits, a few strange dreams and visions.
Just a few flashes. That's it. Nothing more? Then I don't think there's a problem. It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
Of course it still matters. How do we know more memories won't come flooding back? How do we know Revan won't suddenly turn on us? The whole time we've been chasing after Malak, we've had his old Sith master right at our side, listening to our secrets, hearing our plans.
I'm sorry, Carth. I wish this wasn't true.
Hey, you've got nothing to be sorry about. You didn't ask for this. Besides, I know you. You're not Revan anymore. Whatever you used to be, you're one of us now. Big Z and I will stick by you. We owe you our lives. We won't desert you now.
How can you say that, Mission? The Sith bombed my homeworld, Revan took away my family, and destroyed my life.
Everyone knows it was Malak who gave the order to attack your people, Carth. You can't blame Revan for that.
I suppose you've proven yourself to be a friend of the Republic by your actions so far, Revan. But can I trust you? Can any of us?
What about you, Jolie?
What about me? I already knew who you were, though it wasn't my place to tell you. Better off that you know, if you ask me. Does it change anything? I'm not here to judge you. You'll do what you have to do, and I'll help if I can.
Thanks. How about Canderous?
You defeated the Mandalore clans in the war, Revan. You were the only one in the galaxy who could best us. We had never met one like you before, and never since. How can you even ask if I'll follow you? Whatever you're fighting, it will be worthy of my skill. I'm your man until the end, Revan. No matter how this plays out.
So mission's okay, as long as I don't remember. Jolie already knew, so it doesn't matter. And Canderous just thinks I'm a good fighter, so... I don't feel a good vote of confidence going on here. You won't leave me, will you, T3?
I knew the little guy would come through for you. Droids don't hold grudges.
Yeah. HK?
Commentary. I am experiencing something unusual, Master.
Why? What's going on?
Answer. My programming is activating my deleted memory core. I believe I have a homing system that is restoring it, Master.
Your homing system? What is that?
Observation. My homing system is a function of my assassination protocols, that which I told you had been deactivated. This system was not. It seems that the homing system deliberately restores my deleted memory core upon returning to my original master.
You mean Revan?
Affirmation. Correct, Master. Sith protocols maintain that all droid knowledge be deleted before assassination missions and restored upon return. I have returned to you, and my full functionality is now under your personal command. It is a distinct pleasure to see you again, Master.
Huh. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Observation. Indeed. I do hope we shall have the chance to engage in combat together again soon, Master.
Wow. What are the chances of that happening?
Remember, we're talking about the Force here. At this point, Malak himself could drop out of the sky and I wouldn't bat an eyelash.
Good point.
Well, Carth, what about you?
Well, the others seem to trust you, and I don't see any other way that we can stop the Sith. And I suppose that Malak is the real enemy here. I really don't have any other choice, do I?
I'm not Revan anymore, Carth.
I want to believe you. You've proven yourself time and time again during our mission, but this is a little much for me to wrap my mind around.
How do you think I feel?
This must be even more of a shock to you. I don't know how you even keep going. I guess we both just have to find a way to push forward. Don't worry. I won't let my personal feelings get in the way of my assignments or this mission, but don't forget, I've sworn an oath to defend the Republic. As long as this mission stays on course, I'll stick with you, but I won't let you betray the Republic under any circumstances. So I guess that's it then. We keep going. We've still got one more star map to uncover if we're gonna find that Star Forge and save Bastila, so let's do it before it's too late.
Fair enough.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Can we talk about me being Revan?
If you're ready to talk, then yes. So am I.
And?
I can't hate you. I tried. I wanted to hold you responsible for all the things you've done for my wife, for Telos, for Dustil. But I can't.
Why not?
I got the revenge I always wanted when Saul died, but it hasn't brought me the peace that I thought it would. Despite whatever part of Revan is inside you, the darkness that must surely be there, it isn't who you are. That's why I can't hate you, why I don't want any more revenge. You don't have to be Revan. You can be so much more. Whatever the Jedi did to you, they gave you that chance. Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice, and there won't be any turning back.
And if I make the wrong choice?
Well, then I hope I can save you from yourself.
Huh. Well, that was a different conversation. I was expecting him to be very mad at me. It makes me feel a little bit better, I guess. Zalbar. How do you feel about me being Revan? So yeah, he's sticking to the life debt and sticking to my actions, not my history. Juhani?
How can you possibly be Revan? The Jedi whose troops saved me on Taris. It was Revan, leading an army out to defeat the Mandalorians. It was you. I knew when I heard that you had become the Dark Lord of the Sith, that something was wrong with it. The woman who saved me, who I have come to care for, could never go completely to the dark side.
I'm sorry for any harm I may have caused.
It is good to know that you have truly changed. It gives me hope. I do not think now that I will fall to the dark side. I only have to look at you and follow by your example, and there is no way I can fail.
That doesn't make sense to me at all, Juhani.
Yes, that is true. I suppose you would know better than I. I will never forget what you did for me, even if you do not remember it.
Anything else?
Yes. What?
Is something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
And I am sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I think I am over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
And those rat ghouls.
There was always the danger of rat ghouls coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
No one would help you?
And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, a rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived, and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
One of the Jedi you met?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I suppose I see something of her in you when I look... I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
What happened to your parents?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic. To save the galaxy, if we can.
Yeah, so obviously you're supposed to get that conversation before you find out that you're Revan.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
You wanna talk?
What is it you...
Tell me about your past. Are you doing alright?
I have been doing well, I suppose. As well as I can. But I am more interested in you right now. Do not mistake me. It is just that, even though we have traveled together for a while, it seems I know next to nothing about you personally.
Well, what do you want to know?
We have been traveling together since Dantooine, but I know nothing of you before that. Would you humor me and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, it's not very interesting.
Huh. Humility. Please, if you would, indulge me. Your job, your childhood, your life, your family. I am sorry if I am making you uncomfortable. I will fully understand if you choose not to answer.
No, it's alright.
I greatly appreciate your taking the time to talk to me. How did you come to be on Dantooine? Besides the obvious, of course.
Well... We rescued Bastila on Terrace.
Terrace. It always seems to come back to Terrace for me. I am sorry. I get distracted. I already know the tales of your exploits. How you defeated the Mandalorians in the war, and how you fell. But now you have the chance to redeem yourself. To make a new page in your history. So now, I suppose, that all does not matter. Only your life now does. But again, I seem to be wasting your time with my carrying on. I apologize. I have been watching you for some time. I wonder if you have noticed. I have been thinking of how far I had fallen, and how you exemplify the code of the Jedi. I find myself ashamed.
Ashamed?
That I had so easily fallen to the dark side. That I could convince myself that by injuring my master, I became a great force of evil in the galaxy. For my pride, my hubris, for the inner rage that all of my species feels. Sometimes I wish that I had not been born this way.
You've got nothing to be ashamed of.
I am sorry. I start to talk, thinking about how you stay strong to the path of virtue and justice, and I find myself whining again about my own inadequacies. The Council would be proud to see that you had learned your lessons so well, as am I. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Talking?
What is it you would...
Tell me about your past?
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from?
KOTOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
Mandalorians fought dirty. How did it happen?
They swooped down from space across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help?
We were not members of the Republic. KOTOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived.
My parents carried me as a baby with them, and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able, and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
How'd your family cope?
My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
How did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
I'm sorry, Johanny. Mission?
Hey there, what can I do for you?
Want to talk about me being Revan?
It seems to me that if you don't really remember anything about being Revan, then it doesn't really matter anymore. You are who you are now, right?
So it doesn't bother you at all?
I don't see the Sith Lord standing here. I see a friend who's been with us through thick and thin. Remember, Malak's the one who tried to destroy Taris.
And there was a whole nother dialogue there that I didn't skip, but basically saying that Big Z and her